Well, I hope that you watched the next match, the other girls' match. At least they didn't
Oh,
have
oh,
they didn't have
oh.
any weapons to.
Except wig glue. No wig glue was allowed in this match.
There you go. I thought you were an Eskimo suddenly, but not igloo, but wig glue. Mercedes Mone versus Hikaru Shida. And, boy, I'll tell you something. When Mercedes made her entrance, they barred Camille from ringside. Without Camille and without anybody giving a shit, and just with the piped-in CEO and the music, she just walking out there and people are farting. And the signs you could see across from the hard camera were CE blows and Mercedes Moné. He paid this goofy, not over, wig-wearing son of a gun millions of dollars to come out there and stink up the joint. And the first 30 seconds of this looked like cell phone video on Twitter of two drunk chicks fighting at a Wawa. What the? You go.
To Wawa? I'd love to.
No,
right now.
You talk about this match. When I didn't notice. To be honest, I wasn't paying much attention at first. When did the wig problem start? Because she was already tugging on it by the time I realized what was going on.
I'm not certain, because I did not dare watch this a second time. But I saw Hikaru Shida grab her by the hair, the wig, at one point, and I think that may have started it. And then at one point, she had her by the wig and wouldn't let go, and she was like hitting her.
Yes!
And I'm thinking either there was some kind of, well, no, she speaks perfect English, Hikaru Shida. There was no translation issue. Mercedes Moné either didn't say, watch the wig.
No, there was a part where she was definitely saying, well, no, I'll tell you, about 15 minutes in.
We have to explain what's happening. I don't know if the people understand exactly.
Well, and remember, I said when she debuted, I said, God, I'll tell you one thing. They did a great job of painting her hair when she had the $sign in it and she had words in it, or AEW or whatever. Remember when she was going to be a babyface till people said, fuck, you suck. And you said she's wearing a wig. And I was, wait a minute, how the fuck? Because I was like, that would be hard to paint hair like that. Well, they can take the wig and move it around or whatever. But I said, how the fuck could you not only wrestle wearing a wig, but also if she had hair, it seems like that you would be able to tell she had hair under that, unless she shaved her head completely bald and is wearing these wigs. Who knows what the fuck these kids are doing these days? But this is, she actually, She'd suplexed her, like doing the Three Amigos type of suplex, right? And every time she'd suplex her, Mercedes kept pulling at her wig. And one time, you could see when she pulled it, it shifted, her hairline shifted like 2 inches down on her forehead. I'm like, what the fuck? And then Mercedes went to do the leg drag, right? Whether the old leg lace. I don't know what they call it these days. I'm sure they got a Japanese name for it. But they both fucked that up and fell in a heap. And then Shida ran and hit another German suplex and hit her with a knee lift. And right after she gets clocked with the knee lift, she's tugging on the wig. And that's when one of the times I saw, Shida grabs her by the hair like she's going to pick her up. And Mercedes goes from selling to, whoa, freaking out and grabbing the wig in her arm. And Shida kicked her in the head and she grabbed the wig. And then Shida went to pick her up by the hair again, and Mercedes grabbed her arm, and you could see Mercedes talking to her, like, quit grabbing the wig. And then when she got a knee to the head, Mercedes, she crumples while she's holding onto her hair so it doesn't fall off her head.
No, this match became the wig match. This match was Bruno Sammartino and Killer Kowalski's worst nightmare. Because everything that happened for about, if it wasn't 10 minutes, it felt like it was. Everything that happened, whether she did something or something was done to her, no matter how devastating, she went right for the wig. To hold it, to pull it back into place. This match became about the wig.
And again, I don't know how she's been wrestling with a goddamn wig on to begin with, but maybe this was new glue or something. You know, Arn Anderson's first match, he wore a toupee.
Yeah, I heard about that.
When he was Marty Lundy. And he found out that you can't wrestle wearing a fucking toupee. But anyway, they did a tug of war with the kendo stick, and then Shida grabbed it and brought it in the ring, and Aubrey Ed just stood and stared at her while she's got a kendo stick. Like, oh, you better not do anything with that. What the fuck is the matter with these people? And then here was another babyface that wouldn't hit the heel. She was like, I could crack this woman. Well, and so she throws down the kendo stick that she brought in the ring to begin with. And then they did more awkward back and forth, and then Mercedes hit that sloppy finish, 1, 2, 3, and won it by a hair, Brian. But I have a feeling pretty soon, if the shows don't get better, Mercedes is really going to flip her wig about it.
You know, the wig is the story of the match. And again, how are you supposed to take anything seriously if every time you sell your head? No matter what happens to you, you sell your scalp. They used to make fun of Baron Mikel Cicluna. You would hit him, he would sell his ear. No matter what you do to Mercedes Moné, she sells her scalp. That's the story of the match. The bigger story is she's not over in any way.
Oh, God.
And she's not as over as any of the women that were already in AEW. And she's also not wrestling at a high level. We've been led to believe that she was a great in-ring worker. People always say, Jim never gave her a fair chance. He didn't review her and Charlotte or her and this person. Well, we're watching this stuff, and there's a lot missing. There's a lot missing. She certainly is into the performance aspect of being the character of Mercedes Moné. You can't take that away from her. She's 100% all in on that character. But no one else is. No one else is. She's less over. On this show, they had Sky Blue come out on the pre-show I saw on the DVR and get attacked by Mariah May to be saved by Queen Aminata, or whatever her name is. They were all more over than Sasha Banks was here. Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander, after the Will Ospreay match, got the fans back into their match. And Mercedes Moné, again, another pay-per-view where the performance, I don't know if lackluster is the word, but it's just not there. This time there's I don't know if you call it a wardrobe malfunction. Is a wig part of the wardrobe technically? What would you say about that? I don't know.
It's a tonsorial malfunction.
But she's getting a lot of money. From what we heard, maybe as much as any woman in the history of wrestling. Or close to it. Has she brought any new fans to AEW? Has she caused any AEW fans to become more invested in her or the product overall? Has she gotten big reactions? Has she produced a rating? Has anyone said, I can't wait for that Mercedes Moné match? Has any of the angles or interviews or backstage parties or promos, have any of them felt real or authentic or actually connected with anyone other than her? The answer is no. So, I mean, this match was astounding because of the wig.
Do you think one of the things that has hurt Mercedes with people being just like, fucking go away, is that one thing about her is genuine? One thing you can believe, it's a fact that you can look at. You can tell that she honestly believes that she's a fucking star. She is completely full of her own gravy. So does that make people go, this fucking bitch? Is that part of it? That she's not good, but she is so obviously convinced that she's great.
You know, the other thing is her leaving WWE the way she did kind of caused a lot of fans to be on her side. Because no one walked out because they didn't like booking. She did. With Naomi. Remember, Naomi walked out with her.
Where is Naomi?
She went back to WWE. She's having a nice time. But she went and she did New Japan, and the rumors were that she was going to sign with AEW. She got hurt. When she was almost ready to wrestle again, she signed with AEW. There was an opportunity to do something different. And to recognize what connects with fans today. This feels like it's tone deaf. Everything she's doing is tone deaf for an audience of one. And Jennifer Pepperday, or whatever her name is. But that's the problem. All them, you could argue about all the AEW stuff we don't like. There are usually pockets of fans that like it. I think the Young Bucks suck. They have pockets of fans that like the Young Bucks. There are pockets of fans that like pockets. Are there any pockets of fans that are into Mercedes Moné and AEW? Is there anyone who likes this run or thinks this is in any way good? I'm sure Tony will defend it, but, you know, that's what it is.